Dollar cost averaging doesn't beat lump sum investing. That's not an opinion. Vanguard studied this across the US, UK, and Australian markets. Lump sum investing outperformed DCA about 2/3 of the time. So why is DCA still the right strategy for most people watching this? That's what this video is actually about. If you're someone who invests consistently every month, or you've been told you should, but you've never fully understood what dollar cost averaging is, how it performs in real data, or whether you're doing it right, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know exactly how DCA works, what the data actually says about it, when it makes sense and when it doesn't, and the one adjustment most people never make that meaningfully improves their results. Before we get into it, quick question for the comments. Are you currently investing on a set schedule, or are you still deciding manually each time? Drop it below right now. Takes 5 seconds, and I'm going to reference what people say in a future video. This isn't a motivational video about staying the course. It's the actual mechanics, with numbers. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. What dollar cost averaging actually is. Dollar cost averaging is investing a fixed dollar amount at regular intervals, regardless of what the market is doing. You invest $500 the first of every month. Market is up, you buy. Market is down, you buy. Market crashes 30%, you buy. Same amount, same schedule, every time. That's it. That's the whole strategy. What changes is how many shares you get. When prices are high, your $500 buys fewer shares. When prices are low, your $500 buys more shares. Over time, your average cost per share tends to be lower than the average price during that period. Here's a real example. Say VOO. The Vanguard S&P 500 ETF trades at $400 in January, drops to $350 in February, then recovers to $420 in March. If you invested $500 each month, you bought 1.25 shares in January, 1.43 shares in February, and 1.19 shares in March. Total, 3.87 shares. Average price you paid about $387. The average price of VOO across those 3 months was $390. You paid less than the average. That's DCA doing its job. Now here's the thing most people miss. DCA doesn't require discipline to be smart about timing. It requires discipline to remove timing from the equation entirely. Here's a stat that surprises most people. The S&P 500 has been positive in roughly 75% of all calendar years since 1928, which means 3 out of 4 years, the market ends higher than it started. That context matters for everything we're about to talk about. Chapter 2. What the data actually says. Back to the Vanguard research. Their study looked at investing a lump sum immediately versus spreading that same amount over 12 months using DCA. Across rolling 10-year periods in the US market, lump sum investing outperformed DCA about 68% of the time. The average outperformance margin was roughly 2.3% in year 1. So if you have $60,000 sitting in cash right now, the data says investing it all today beats spreading it over the next 12 months, most of the time. Why? Because markets trend upward over time. The longer your money sits waiting to be deployed, the more upside you're potentially missing. But here's the part most people stop reading before they get to. The study also found that when lump sum investing lost, it lost badly. In scenarios where a market downturn followed the investment, lump sum underperformed significantly. DCA provided meaningful downside protection in those cases. And there's the second part. Most people aren't choosing between a lump sum and DCA. They're choosing between DCA and not investing at all. Your paycheck comes in every 2 weeks. You invest a portion each time. That's not a compromise. That's what DCA is designed for. It's the structure that makes consistent investing possible for people who don't have $60,000 to deploy at once. The comparison isn't DCA versus lump sum for most people watching this. It's DCA versus inconsistency, and there's no version of the data where inconsistency wins. A 2022 Dalbar study found the average equity fund investor underperformed the S&P 500 by about 4.7% annually over 20 years. Not because they picked bad funds, because they tried to time the market and got the timing wrong. DCA removes that variable. Chapter 3. When DCA works best, and when it doesn't. DCA works best in 3 specific situations. First, volatile markets. When prices are swinging significantly, DCA automatically buys more at lower prices. You're not catching the bottom. Nobody does that consistently. But you're accumulating more shares during downturns without having to make a judgment call. Second, when you're investing from income. If you're putting 10 to 15% of your paycheck into a Fidelity or Vanguard account every month, you're already doing DCA. The structure of your income does the work for you. Third, when the alternative is waiting. If DCA is the strategy that keeps you in the market instead of waiting for a better entry point, it's the right strategy. The best entry point for most people is now, even if now is imperfect. Where DCA is less effective, when you have a large sum sitting in cash earning 4 to 5% in a HYSA and the market is in a clear long-term uptrend. In that scenario, there's a real opportunity cost to spreading the investment out over 12 months. It's also less effective when people use it as a reason to ignore what they're buying. DCA into a poor quality fund or into individual stocks with weak fundamentals doesn't save you from bad investment decisions. The strategy doesn't fix the underlying asset. The what matters. The DCA just handles the when. Chapter 4. How to actually set it up. If you're not already doing this automatically, here's how to set it up in under 10 minutes. At Fidelity, go to Accounts, then select your brokerage or Roth IRA. Find the automatic investment option. Set a fixed dollar amount, pick your fund. For most people, that's FXAIX, which is Fidelity's S&P 500 index fund with a 0.015% expense ratio, and choose your schedule. Monthly or bi-weekly sync to your paycheck are both good options. At Vanguard, it's under Transact, then Automatic Investment. Same process. Most people set it to VTSAX, the Total Stock Market Index Fund, or the ETF equivalent VTI. At Schwab, it's under the Automatic Investment Plan. SWTSX or SCHB are common choices. The goal is to make this a non-decision. You set it once, and the money moves before you have a chance to second-guess it. One adjustment most people never make. As your income grows, increase the amount. If you started investing $200 a month 4 years ago and you're making $30,000 more per year now, your investment amount should reflect that. DCA works on the habit of investing. The habit isn't fixed at whatever dollar amount you started with. A second adjustment. Don't let cash accumulate in your settlement account uninvested. If your automatic purchase runs on the 1st of the month and you have contributions sitting in cash from the 15th, that gap is idle money. Set the schedule to match when the money actually arrives. If you had invested $500 a month into the S&P 500 starting in January 2000, right before the dot-com crash, through December 2020, your $126,000 in contributions would have grown to roughly $430,000. You would have invested through the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, and the 2020 COVID crash, and the outcome is still strong because you didn't stop. Here's what we covered. Dollar cost averaging is investing a fixed amount on a regular schedule regardless of market conditions. The mechanism is simple. When prices drop, your money buys more shares automatically. The data shows lump sum investing beats DCA most of the time in a rising market, but DCA outperforms when markets pull back. And more importantly, DCA beats the version of you that waits for the right moment to invest. DCA works best when you're investing from income, when markets are volatile, and when the alternative is hesitation. It's less optimal when you have a large cash sum and a clear long-term uptrend. But even then, getting in matters more than getting in perfectly. Set up automatic investments at Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. Match the schedule to your paycheck. Increase the amount as your income grows. Then stop checking it every week. Action step for today. Open your brokerage account and find the automatic investment setting. If it's already set up, check the amount and ask yourself honestly whether it still reflects where you are financially right now. If it's not set up, you have 10 minutes to fix that today. One question for the comments. Are you currently doing DCA, or are you still manually deciding when to invest each month? Drop it below. I read everyone. If this helped, subscribe. We cover exactly this type of content every week. No hype, just the mechanics of how money actually works. The free GCC Wealth Checklist is linked below. It walks through the exact steps in order to make sure your investing is built on a solid foundation first.